know that will have a major result in your life? Some folk, you can't even hardly even wake them up, get them up to go to work. You can't hardly, they love sleep. Whatever you love will determine the results of your life. If you love money, then the things that are required to get that money will become a priority in your life. If you love to study, it will make a difference in your knowledge level. If you love to exercise, it will make a difference in your body. If you love to eat, you're going to be struggling with weight issues. If you love your family will feel secure. It makes a big difference whether you love to watch television or whether you love to read. It will make a difference in your understanding of the world. If you love women or if you love men, it's going to make a difference in your romantic life. If you love being right all of the time, it's going to make a difference in how open you are to the truth. If you love to listen, you'll often have many friends. If you love God, you will also love your brother. If you ask yourself just that simple yet profound question, what do you love? And that answer will tell you the path that you are on in life. What do you love? Because there is an inner part of us that we gravitate secretly or openly to that which we really love. We're going to move towards what we really love one way or another. And there are basically 3 levels of love. The first level of love, it's called egocentric love. And egocentric love is basically the love of self. It's me, myself, and I. Y'all know anybody that's got plenty of egocentric love? I mean, it's when we focus on us and our well-being and what we've got. And actually, egocentric love is the first love that we really encounter because it's what we're born with as children. A baby is only concerned about itself. When it's hungry, it's going to holler. All it's concerned about, if you've got young children, they want all that stuff. You know, it's not natural for children to share their toys. Not only will they not share their toys, they want all of their other brothers and sisters' stuff. It's natural. So there is a natural part that as we are born into this world, we are born with egocentric love, that we love ourselves. The second level of love is called ethnocentric love. And this basically is the love that extends beyond us, but it's still our stuff. It's ethnos, meaning ethnicity or our stuff. It's my family. It's my school. It's my church. It's my race. It's my nation. It's ethnocentric love. And there's nothing wrong with ethnocentric love, but there's a higher type of love than ethnocentric love. And that third level of love moved into what's called world-centric love, where you basically love your brother, and he's not of your family, he's not of your blood, he's not a member of your church, he's not your socioeconomic status, he didn't go to your school, he's not a member of your fraternity, but it's a world-centric type of love where you begin to love all of humanity. They're not an American, they're human. See, Jesus operated in a world-centric type of love, or else only the Jews would have access to Jesus. Jesus had to open up to all Jews and all Gentiles, and to let anyone who would come unto him, he had to move into that higher level of love. And see, if we could move our personal love life to the higher levels, it would change our personal relationship so much. If we could just move from just first egocentric, and then from ethnocentric and then to world-centric, where you cared about all human beings and that you had a love for man and womankind, and your heart overflowed with love. And it's not an easy thing to do. But sometimes people, we have to begin at just some base levels. Do you know, I believe the divorce rate could be cut way down if we could move from the natural. For example, if women would just love their husbands as much as they did to children, divorce rate would go way down, because the love of a woman for her children is natural. So if women just could love their husbands like the children, divorce rate would drop through the floor. If men gave their wives as much anticipation, appreciation, and attention as they did the Super Bowl, if men just gave their wives as much attention and appreciation as they did the Super Bowl, divorce rate would drop through the floor. Just as simple, if men would just see about their wives as well as they do their car. You see, a man would never beat his car. Not gonna happen. If men would just revere their wives as much as they do their car, divorce rate would go through the floor. If we could love each other with the same love that God loved man and that Christ loved us. For God so loved the world. See, that's a world-centric type of love. It didn't say, so God so loved the Jews or the Greeks or the Romans or a particular race or a particular country. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. But with the power of love, you really cannot move to world-centric love until you first handle egocentric love. You see, you can't love your brother well when you don't like yourself. That's why Jesus says, love thy neighbor as thyself. If you hate yourself, what does that mean about your neighbor? So you cannot move to a higher level of love until you first have mastered the lower level. You can't love your brother till you first of all love yourself. And there are so many of us, and we have problems loving others simply because we have problems loving ourselves. We feel bad about ourselves. And broken people break people, hurt people hurt people. Simple as that. So when we're broken and when we're hurt, it is difficult for us to show love to somebody else. And most of this stuff comes about through early childhood and circumstances of birth. And what Jesus says even has more and more meaning. You got to be born again. And some of the things that we're born into, we have to be reborn so that we can properly love others, because first of all, we got to learn how to just love ourselves. They surveyed members of hate groups, and they found that virtually all members of hate groups had major issues with their daddies. They didn't love daddy. So if they didn't love daddy who looked like them, how in the world can they love another person who didn't look like them? So we've got to learn to move from the ego, or what's called the me-go, to the we-go, and then finally to the you-go. It's not what I can do for me, but what I can do for you. And when we move to that level, it's why God has given me that command of help someone every day. It changes your focus away from just you to others. But first of all, you got to like you. You got to look in the mirror, and you actually have to like you. Because if you don't like you, you will treat other folk just like you treat you, which is bad. Or you will tolerate things that you would not tolerate if you liked you. Some of us tolerate mess because we feel that's what we deserve. I've had people tell, Pastor, I just don't deserve any better. And if you don't feel like you deserve any better, you will draw stuff to you that's just terrible. So you have to, first of all, the power of love, you got to first of all love you. Everybody, just give yourself a big hug. Just hug yourself. Just hug yourself good. Give yourself just a big, you got to first love you. And the first expression of unselfish love, when you love you and then you begin to love others, the first expression of unselfish love is that of a healer. And you will try to heal broken and torn and battered situations with others. The next expression of unselfish love beyond the healer is the transformer. You will move from trying to heal to trying to make people whole and not get sick in the first place. And you will transform minds. But all of this requires the power of love. And whether it is in a cake or whether it is in something that you do for someone else, the power of love transforms lives, beginning with your own. Do you know love and the hormones that come from just when you're being in love, you know that thing will make you healthy? Love has a power. You don't even need food when you're in love. You understand what I mean? You don't even need food when you really don't. You can't, something you can't hardly eat. You don't even need food when you're in love. Heavy-duty love empowers you. There is the power of love. But you must first love you. And you can love you because we understand that God first loved us. And if you don't feel like anyone else in the world loves you, you need to understand who really loves you. You need to know who's your daddy. And you need to know that daddy loves you. It's the power of love. And next week I want to just get into some things that will teach you and begin to teach you how do you love you. We thank you for joining us today at Brothers of the Word, because brother, you need the Word.
Hallelujah. Brothers of the Word, when the voice of God is heard. Brothers of the Word, there's a word from God for everyone. Brothers of the Word, because brother, you need the Word. Brothers of the Word.